Share your voice.
And you are live.
I'm unable to enter the phone right now. Please.
Okay, so we're going to call the meeting to order. Roll call. I'm Keegan. Got John Kides, Manny Langella, and myself, Darlene Young, George Urides, and George Sirenides, and Kadeem Roberts are not here with us. So we're going to move on to minutes, approval of the minutes of the July 14th.
Madam Chair, I'm here.
Somebody, oh, there you are, sir.
Madam
Kadeem
Chair,
Roberts just showed up.
going on today.
All right. Okay, and let the record show Kadeem Roberts is here. All right. I think somebody has something on. I can hear, maybe they turned the TV or something down. Okay. So can I have a motion to approve the July 14th minutes? Are there any corrections to the minutes? No. Tom, you want to move those minutes? Can I get a second? Can't hear you, John, but we hear the John second. All in favor?
No, we don't need seconds.
Oh, we don't. Okay, they're all done. All right, thank you. Public participation. Is there anybody? Who's doing it? Who's doing the Zoom tonight? I can't tell.
That's Anthony.
Hi, Anthony.
Hi.
There are no other people on. Well, there are quite a few people. Anybody?
If
Public
there's anybody
participation.
from the public who would like to participate, please either click on the raise hand icon on your
I
Zoom.
just can't believe this shit. Niggas.
Kadeem, we can hear you. Want to turn your mic off?
All right, so we have an Ashley Lawler with their hands raised. I can grant permission to talk.
Thank you.
Ashley, you
Hi,
have
can
the
you hear
floor.
me?
Yes, Ms. Lawler.
Hi, I'm just here for Cycling Sports Group to get permission to have our party at Cranberry Pavilion.
You can speak on that agenda item when it comes
Great.
comes forth.
Okay. All right, so is there anybody else, Anthony? That was it?
I have nobody else with their hands raised.
Okay, thank you. So there is no old business. We're going to move on to new business, but before we do that, Ken, I'll turn it over to you. Maybe you want to introduce the new staff in Recreation and Parks. I kind of thought it was just nice to see the face, put the face to the name and the emails that we've received, and just introduce folks.
Sure. So as you're probably aware, we had some major changes in the Parks and Rec department over the last year or so with retirements and a few people leaving. So we actually hired a replacement for Patty Patricus, who's been with us for 18 years. So we hired Isabel Tirones, who's here with us tonight, and she's been doing a great job getting caught up to speed. It's not an easy task to step into. It's one of those things where nobody's aware of how busy the Parks and Rec department is until they're involved in Parks and Rec. So she's consistently paying bills, making phone calls, ordering porta johns, and what have you. So she has some big shoes to fill, but I'm confident, she'll do fine. She picked up very quickly. So welcome,
Hi,
Isabel.
everyone. Nice to meet you all. You know where to find me. You have the phone number and email address, and I'm glad to hear that I'm doing a good job. I know that it's not going to be easy to fill a party's shoes, but I'm really trying hard.
Great.
And then also our event coordinator also retired, Aaron Herring, from the city. And then from all the way down from the mayor's office, we hired Rebecca Kovacs, who's settling into the position. We actually put a little bit of a stop on new events for now, just to make the transition a little bit easier. But she is handling all of our event bookings, and she's working with Aaron, who's working remote, kind of helping Rebecca out, showing her the ropes, showing her the programming, going through the books and what have you. So, once Rebecca gets up to speed, then we'll open up the events again, and she'll be extremely busy.
Madam Chairwoman,
Yes,
so Rebecca left the mayor's office. I'm sorry, did I miss that?
Yes.
And now she's with Parks and Rec? Wow.
yes, yes. Yes.
Yes.
And-
Hi, everybody, and I'm looking forward, yes, and I am leaving the mayor's office. I
Oh my
just,
God.
yeah.
Who am I
I'm
gonna
just
bother now?
for now, but yeah, I know. You'll be okay with the Zooms. We'll get somebody in there to do them. Yeah, I'm looking forward to working with everybody, and I'm very busy already, so looking forward to getting busier, I guess. But yeah, Aaron's training me and everything is going well, so thank you for having me.
Great. Well, I just want to say, I thought it would be nice just to meet the new folks in the department, because it will still be growing and transitioning, and Ken is still around being that stable person in the department, leading it until we fill that director position. And I just want to say welcome to Isabel. I think you just jumped right in, fit right in with the crew. And Rebecca and I worked together down the hall in the mayor's office and worked with Aaron. And so we're all very familiar with each other, and just happy to have you here. And
Thank
so
you.
just wanted to say welcome, and you can stay on, or you can, go eat dinner, whatever you like to do, but
Thank you.
you're
Good
welcome.
night.
So I don't know if anybody else wanted to say welcome to them, but I thought it was just good for everybody to see who each other are.
Okay. Thank you, Levine.
Bye-bye,
Take care.
Bye.
or stick
Thank
around.
you.
All right. All right, so we're moving on to new business. So I can read the statement. The City of Norwalk reserves the right to cancel the event for public health or safety reasons as determined by the City of Norwalk in its sole discretion. The City of Norwalk shall not be liable for damages arising from the cancellation of any event. So item 5.1, approve the use of Matthews Park and immediate surrounding grounds by the Lockwood Matthews Mansion for their annual old-fashioned flea market to be held Sunday, September 19th, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., set up to begin at 7 a.m. and tear down no later than 6 p.m. Estimated attendance, 1,500. Anyone want to move the item? Thank you, Kasim. Mr. Roberts, is there anyone here to speak to that?
I do have two hands raised, one at Jim Lyons and a Charles Hill.
Charles Hill.
Okay,
Got-
Mr. Hill?
Mr.
good-
Hill, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me to the Common Council meeting. I'm happy to represent the Lockwood Matthews Mansion. I hope you're all well in these times. Just as some, clarification, the old-fashioned flea market is something we've been doing for 14 years now. The attendees, the attendee count can vary. 1,500 is usually a good estimate, but sometimes we've had as many as 2,000 people attend, and that's not including any staff, volunteers, or vendors. And these numbers can vary usually due to weather or other factors. We also have a vintage car show that takes place along the veranda, which is crewed by about between 15 to 30 people. It takes place in sort of an L-shaped area of Matthews Park, close to West Avenue, from the Cultural Alliance's Gatehouse building down to the South Lawn. And we generally don't need any space near the tennis courts, stepping stones, or other parts of the park, though parking does tend to become a little, it has been an issue in years past, but that's something we're trying to address. Currently, we have 36 people signed up as vendors, but traditionally we've had anywhere between 75 to 80 people who have signed up as vendors. And vendors have spaces of 10 by 16 feet for displaying their goods and things of the sort. And, these spaces are spaced apart by about 9 to 10 feet this year because we recognize that there's still a concern about the pandemic, and we want to make sure that our vendors are spaced in the open air effectively. We're working on getting access to bathroom units. We're talking about potentially 6 porta-johns divided between different spaces of the park, as well as the bathrooms inside the mansion for anyone who comes within. And additionally, Recreation Parks confirmed that the bathrooms of the park are inoperable. So that's an issue we've, completely disregarded moving forward. In addition, guests of the event have been allowed within the mansion for tours at a reduced price. So that is another source of people moving around. So that is what I have on our event. If any of the counselors have any questions, I'm more than happy to field them as best I can.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. Anyone have any questions for Mr. Hill? Okay, all in favor? Say aye. Opposed, abstentions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Hill. Yeah, I do have a question for you though. I'm sorry. So you said you have 36 vendors and you average about 70 something, right?
Correct, usually.
And so you will move forward with it even though with that number, whatever number you
Yes.
get. Okay.
Yeah.
I attend and participate at times, so it's a great event, so.
Well, we hope to see you again this year, but all things considered, I understand if the, whatever factors might keep you from attending due to the circumstances of the world right now, but we hope to see you there regardless of vendor or non-vendor status.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Okay,
Thank you.
We're going to move on to 5.2. Approve the use of Tracy Magnet School by Tracy Magnet School PTA for a harvest movie night to be held Friday, October 29, 2021 from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Approximate attendance 200. Someone move the item, please. Thank you, Tom. Okay. We have someone here to speak to that?
Do you have two attendees with their hand raised, Jim Lyons and Michelle Tiani? If
Yep,
I'm
Michelle
pronouncing
Tiani.
that correctly.
Yep, Michelle.
Michelle, you have the floor.
Michelle? Ms. Tiani?
Sorry, having some computer difficulties. Can everybody hear me?
Now we can, yes.
Okay, hi, I'm Michelle. I'm the Vice President of the Tracy Magnet School PTA. We're hoping to have a fall harvest movie night on October 29th at the school on the field. We would have a blow-up screen. There's a back playground area on the blacktop. We'd have the screen on there. We'd have some speakers. Families would set up on the lawn with chairs or blankets. We would use the bathroom inside the school. We would have tables in the courtyard where we would have some refreshments that we would be selling, popcorn, candy, pizza, and some light up sticks. We would have the event open. We would start setting up after school and then allow the families to come onto the field around 6:30. Movie would start at 7. And then after the movie, we would break down. So we're just looking for something fun to do with the families.
Anyone have any questions for Tiani?
No.
How many years have you done this?
They have done this in the past, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. This is my first time being in charge of this event, but I have done outdoor movie events at my own home with parties and whatnot. So I know the whole process of the setup and the breakdown of the screen and the speakers and so on and so forth.
Great, okay. If there are no questions, all in favor? I'm sorry, Tom,
I have
you
one
a question.
question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I do. What's the movie?
We haven't decided that far out yet, but it's something Halloween themed.
Okay.
Nice,
Thank you.
nice, very nice. Okay. All in favor? Say aye.
Manny Langella, aye.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Tiani.
Thank you.
You're welcome to stay and listen to the rest of the agenda, but you're also free to leave. So just want to make that clear. Number 5.3, approve the use of Taylor Farm and immediate surrounding grounds for multiple myeloma research foundation for their MMRF team for cures 5K walk run to be held on Friday, It says Friday and Saturday. Well, it says Friday/Saturday, October 29th to 30th, 2021, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Setup to begin at 7:30 a.m. Tear down no later than 5:30 p.m. Estimated attendance 450. Someone move the item, please. Thank you, Tom. Okay. Someone here?
In attendance, we have someone under the name Kat with their hands raised,
Yes, perfect.
and you have the floor.
Hello, thank you so much. My name is Kat Thomas. I am representing the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation. Just to clarify, it's not a two-day event, but we will be setting up on Friday, October 29th. And then the actual event will be on Saturday, October 30th. It entails a 5K walk run. We hosted the event in 2019 at this site, and we're proposing to utilize a much smaller footprint. We've kind of alleviated some gathering areas such as team tents and things like that. So trying to make the site a little bit more COVID friendly with contactless check-in and that sort of thing. Our proposed course that we are submitting is the same as 2019 as well. So pretty much the same event, just a smaller footprint, smaller stage, and looking at some fewer participants. We utilize a traffic management company to help with participant parking, as well as with variable message boards to manage a little bit of the vehicle congestion as well.
Okay. Thank you, Kat. Any questions? Any comments, Ken? Everything is,
No, yeah, everything was fine in the past.
okay, all right. All in favor? Please say aye.
Manny Langella, aye.
All right, thank you. Unanimous. Thank you, Ms. Kat.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Have a good evening. 5.4, approve the change of date for the use of Cranberry Park Pavilion and immediate surrounding grounds by Cycling Sports Group, Inc. for their summer barbecue from Friday, August 13th to Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Estimated attendance 150. Someone move the item. Mr. Kites, thank you. Hand raised.
I have someone under the name Ashley Lawler,
Perfect.
and you have the floor.
Hi, yes, that is all true. We, although it's except for we might only have about 100 people, 100 to 125. And we changed the time as well for 2 to 5 instead of 12 to 3. We'd have a food truck there, New Haven Pizza, and a dessert/drink truck, baked and sauced, and have raffles and just general enjoyment of all of our employees.
So Ken, the food truck is not new. Is that an addition to the?
No, the food trucks,
Okay,
the food
okay.
trucks are fine. Ashley, did you notify anybody from the office about the time change?
Yeah. Rebecca, I believe I told Rebecca the time change.
Okay, I'll confirm with that tomorrow, no problem.
Okay.
All right, any questions for Ms. Lawler? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Signify.
Manny Langella, aye.
Thank you, Manny. All right, thank you, Mr. Roberts. Thank you, Ms. Lawler.
Thank you.
I'm just thinking, Ken, we haven't told folks. We'll have to talk about this afterwards. The issue may be, if we don't have our meeting, we'll talk about this after we go through this. Our August meeting is not going to happen, correct?
Because so far, nothing had to be.
Nothing is time sensitive, right?
Well, now it happened. But only the authorized, the mayor items have to be brought to the full council.
Okay.
So far, we haven't had an item.
We haven't had any.
Okay.
Correct. Perfect. 5.5, approve the use of Cranberry Park Pavilion and immediate surrounding grounds by Home Serve for the Olympics to be held on Thursday, September 9th, 2021, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Set up time to begin 7:30 a.m. and tear down no later than 6 p.m. Estimated attendance 150. Can someone move the item? Mr. Roberts?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Have someone, any raised hands?
We do have Jim Lyons with the
No,
digital
not-
hand raised.
Nope. Not yet,
That's not-
not yet for Jim.
Okay.
Is there a Meg there or Michael?
No.
Were they expected to come?
Mhm.
Yeah. Who is it? What's the name?
Meg Noah or Michael Backus from Home Serve.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a local agency too.
So can you share any information about this?
I could, it's they have this event in the past. Home Serve, like I said, is a local agency. I believe they're on Route 7 somewhere. So it's what it is, it's their, it's like a team building event for the employees.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I've seen them come every year for at least 5 years.
Okay. And so, Mr. Hughes, if you're comfortable with it, then we can move the item since it's nothing that has to go before the full
I
council.
am,
approval.
I am, Madam Chair.
Right, all in favor? Okay. Thanks. So, all right. Number 6, authorize the mayor Harry W. Rilling to enter into contract for tennis and basketball court renovations project number 4141, Matthews Park and Woodward Avenue Park, which Sport Tech Construction Corp. In an amount not to exceed $427,411. Funds from capital accounts as noted. Someone move the item. Thank you, Mr. Kites. Okay. Want to talk about that, Ken?
Sure, Madam Chair. So Matthews tennis courts over in Matthews Park, those are our only public lit courts in the city. So they get a lot of use. So throughout the capital budget process, we received approval to have the courts redone in the post-tension concrete, which is the same method that we used over at Norwalk High. And we are also doing the courts over at Brian McMahon as we speak. With the post-tension concrete, we are given a 20-year warranty against cracking. And typically during that time, we have to resurface them once with the epoxy. So it's going to be a great project for Matthews Park. And I did have some additional funding from our last tennis court project. So I kind of stuck in Woodward Avenue. And what's exciting about Woodward Avenue is we have 2 existing tennis courts, which don't really get a lot of use. So I'm going to take one of those tennis courts. I'm going to convert them to 4 pickleball courts, because the city of Norwalk currently does not have any dedicated pickleball courts in the city. And we probably get 5 to 6 phone calls a week asking for pickleball courts. So Woodward Avenue, I'm really excited about. We're going to finally have 4 dedicated pickleball courts, and we're still keeping that tennis court also. So we're taking 1 tennis court, converting it to 4 pickleball, and keeping the 2nd tennis court, and just doing an overlay.
Any questions for Mr. Hughes? Yes, Mr. Kites.
And have we ever used this company before?
Yes, they actually did the Brian McMahon project, the turf field at Brian McMahon.
And everything went smooth?
Yes.
Oh, the turf field, this is kind of out of that different scope of work in there.
Yeah, they're like they deal with all types of sports surfacing and fields. So they do basketball courts, tennis courts, baseball fields, artificial and clay. So it runs the gamut of what they can do.
Great, thank you.
What's the time frame on this project?
We're hoping for mid-fall construction to begin, and then mid-spring 22 completion. But one of our limiting factors with these courts is the epoxy. that they put on when they're all done, because you need certain weather parameters, typically 50-degree average temperatures day and night. So if they start in the fall, once they start getting into November, December, we lose, that opportunity. So we have to wait to actually finish the project, mid-April.
All right. Any other questions about? All in favor? Please say aye.
Manny Langella, aye.
Thank you. Thanks. Number 7, authorize the Mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute any and all documents necessary to consent to an assignment and assumption agreement by and between Norwalk Sailing School LLC as Signor and Norwalk Sailing School and Norwalk Community Sailing as Signee concerning the license agreement by and between the City of Norwalk as licensor and Norwalk Sailing School LLC as licensee 2021 pursuant to Article 6 of said license agreement. It's a lot of jargon.
A lot of legal.
A lot of legal jargon.
So in simplest terms.
But someone has to move the item.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Thank you, Mr. Keegan. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
So in simplest terms, the agency that we voted on to run the sailing school a few months ago, they reorganized into a nonprofit. So because they are now a nonprofit, we actually have to adjust our contract to agree with the name on the nonprofit. So it's the same company, the same officers, but now they're a nonprofit agency, which was kind of, they discussed as their goal as they were going through this process. And I'm not sure if NODRA is on. Anthony, is there a NODRA?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a paperwork process for legal in order for the new nonprofit to fall under the existing contract that we currently have.
Mr. Cuddy, did you have a question? Yeah.
Sure. Ken, does this change to a 501c3 affect the revenues that the city is going to receive from this sailing school?
No.
Just to refresh my memory, we are collecting some fee.
Yes,
correct?
yeah, we will be at the end of the season.
Got it. Thanks.
All right. Any more questions? All in favor, please say aye or signify. Thank you. Mr. Langella?
Manny Langella, aye.
Yeah, thank you. Number 8, authorize the Mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute an agreement with TD and Sons Inc. for project RNP 2021 Brian McMahon Athletic Field conversion for a sum not to exceed $868,065. Base bid $288,778. Alternate 1, sports lighting, $77,000. Alternate 3, protective netting, account numbers noted. Someone move the item, please. Thank you, Mr. Keegan. Okay, Ken.
So this is the Brian McMahon turf softball field conversion. So the city's taking the existing clay girls softball field and convert it to a artificial turf field with lights. So this is the winning bid for that project.
Okay.
Construction, we would like to start, once again, middle September, have completion before the season starts in 22.
Any questions?
I got one.
Yes, Mr. Cuddy.
Yeah, it's great to see these softball fields getting what it's deserved and being redone. Ken, any idea about if Norwalk High School's softball field is on the radar? Because I know that could use a redo.
Yeah. So not at the moment, only because of the pending possible new school construction project. So I am talking with Alan Lowe and facilities to try to work in existing fields depending on the layout of the new school building.
Understandable. Okay, great.
Okay. No further questions. All in favor, please say aye. Signify.
Manny Langella, aye.
Number 9, thank you, Mr. Kadim. Mr. Roberts. Authorize the interim and/or Director of Recreation and Parks to execute change orders on contract with TD and Son, Inc. for project RNP 2021 Brian McMahon Athletic Field conversion for a sum not to exceed $123,383.40. Account numbers noted. Someone like to move the item? Mr. Keegan, thank you. And this looks like a
It's just your standard 15%.
standard, the 15% contingency.
Mhm.
Okay, all in favor? Thank
Manny
you.
Langella, aye.
Okay. Number 10, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute an agreement with Field Turf USA, Inc., sole source for the synthetic turf surface at Brian McMahon Athletic Field conversion for a sum not to exceed $220,487.96. Base bid, $40,000. Alternative 2, upgrade to FTHD 57 with Cool Play. Account numbers noted. Someone move the item, please. Thank you, Mr. Kides. Mr. Hughes.
So this is the turf for the Brian McMahon softball field. We actually have a great relationship with Field Turf. They are on a state contract, so we buy directly from them instead of buying through the contractor. Otherwise, we have to deal with a markup as it passes through the contractor. So I have dealt with Field Turf since I've been here for the last 13 years. So I just go directly to them to purchase the turf because in the end, it saves the city money. And we've never had an issue with their fields. And we also using the Cool Play material, which is the same material that we first used on West Rocks. And if you have a chance, go there in the heat of summer and you can feel the difference. Akadim knows, he was there. You can feel the difference with the Cool Play as opposed to the plain black crumb rubber.
Has there been any feedback? I mean, you about the field and its use?
Oh yeah, they love it. They actually had their first night. Yep, they had their first night clinic last night. NJSA sort of panicked because they weren't set up in a light system yet. So they texted me, at 8:05, hey Ken, can you turn the lights on? So from my house, absolutely. So we flashed the lights on for them 8 o'clock and shut them off at 9 o'clock.
Great. Any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Manny Langella, aye.
All right. Number 11, authorize the interim and/or Director of Recreation and Parks to execute change orders on contract with Field Turf USA, sole source for the synthetic turf surface at the Brian McMahon Athletic Field conversion for some not to exceed $20,000. Account numbers noted. Someone move the item. Mr. Roberts, thank you. And I think that's just contingency as well.
Standard, yep, 15%.
All in favor? Aye,
Manny
thank you.
Langella, aye.
Thank you. Okay. Number 12, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute addendum number 1 with Stantec Consulting Services, Inc. for project number 3985 turf softball field dated April 20th, 2020 for a sum not to exceed $16,500 for construction administration services. Account numbers noted. I want to move that item, please. Thank you, Mr. Roberts.
So Stantec was the designer of the turf field at Brian McMahon. So now that we awarded the project, they're also going to serve as our construction administrator, overseeing the project.
Any questions? No. All right, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Mr. Keegan. And Mr. Langella is a yes?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. All right, number 6 for discussion, the 9/11 memorial to move it from Veterans Park to Newark City Hall.
Now we have Mr. Jim Lyons.
Okay.
I hope.
And do you have
Here he
any,
is.
how are you? Thank
Hey,
you,
Jim.
Madam Chairman. Thank you for the invitation to speak today. I've been in contact with the mayor and Ken for the last couple of years in anticipation of the 20th anniversary of 9/11. I am a 9/11 survivor, so it's near and dear to my heart. And I would like to use my own resources to move the monument and benches that are down at Vets right now that were put there for all of the right reasons years ago. They've been there now close to 20 years, but they're in disrepair. They're getting beat up by lawn mowers. They're getting covered by seaweed and high tide. And it really, I think we need to show the reverence of the occasion and do something different. And I thought perhaps we could move them up to City Hall. So that's simply my request. I'm happy to fund the move to someplace, hopefully someplace in City Hall. And I will leave it to the professional staff to decide where it could go.
Okay.
So Madam Chair, in your packet, I did include a photo of the existing monument, which is sad to say a lot of people don't even know exists over near the water at Veterans Park. And I also included a photo of an enclosed, of a proposed location over at City Hall. So in left field of the baseball field, there's a flagpole that hasn't been used in quite some time. So I would like to see that flagpole refurbished and then the benches and the monument placed at the base of that flagpole.
If I may also add, Madam Chairman, the engraving on the plaque needs to really be refurbished. The white engraving.
The lettering, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to get, okay, my bearings of where that is. I see that. Okay. That's by the parking lot that's in the back, sort of what we
Correct.
consider the
Yeah,
back.
there's a picnic table by there.
Right.
So this didn't really need, any type of approvals, but I want to bring it before the board, just kind of an FYI and, just to bring a little bit, shed a little bit more light on the existing monument, which, like I said, a lot of people probably don't even know is out there.
Right. Anyone have any questions for Mr. Lyons or comments?
I think that's a wonderful thing. I mean, like Mr. Lyons said,
Okay.
it's getting beat down. So.
Okay.
And
Thank you,
Jim,
Mr. Roberts. Mr. Kites?
Yeah, just Jim, keep doing what you're doing. Whatever we can do to support you, we will.
Mr. Keegan?
I would like to echo my colleagues, Mr. Roberts and Mr. Kites. I think that any way we can enhance the remembrance of this memorial will be a good thing.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Lyons.
You're welcome.
Okay, and I just want to say thank you too, and for your willingness to take this on as well, and to keep it alive and in folks' memories. And I think you're right, Ken probably has disappeared somehow in Veterans Park, but I think being at City Hall, I think in that area, people will notice that a little bit more. So thank you for your efforts and keeping this going. And thank you, Ken, for bringing it to us just so that we know about it.
So Ken, you and I will get together offline and decide the logistics.
Yes, sir.
All right then.
And so this will happen immediately. And so we're thinking with as soon as possible. So this will. We probably have to get it refurbished as well. So it'll take some time, but.
Yeah, we could do the move as soon as Jim is ready. The flagpole might take a little bit longer.
Okay.
All right then. I will check on a potential delivery date and with the contractor who's working with me on this and report back to you, Ken.
Oh, yes, keep in touch.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right. Motion to adjourn. Thank you, everybody.
Excellent. Thank
Mr.
you.
Roberts. Right.
Good night.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.